Hello, hello, hello. We are back again for the second day of the Stress Management Summit. Yes, and today is the day we've been long waiting for, as we've been waiting for this particular day, for this particular session, where we are going to be trashing a long-term issue where we don't know what men want, we don't know what women want, So if you're here, let me see in the comment section. Just say hello, 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 hello. Okay, people are already joining me. Also, just say hello. Let's see you. And here with us are amazing people. You need to hear from them first before you can affirm what I'm trying to say now. So we have with us here, first of all, Tochi. Tochi is a wonderful person. She specializes in motherhood stress. If you're following her on Instagram, you can tell how passionate she is. Okay, you need to see the person I'm talking about. You can tell how passionate she is about what she does, So she's the best person for this session where she's going to be talking to us or sharing her own ideas about how women manage their stress, how they communicate their stress, and all of that. Okay. And now the next person we have here is Mommy Adetutu, Coach Tochi. If you were here in the last session, in the Stress Management Summit last year, you agree with me that she is very much needed again, because after her session, people kept talking about all the wonderful teachings. In fact, some of her teachings, I still apply it in my own home. You won't believe it. So the next person is Dr. Emmanuel. Many of you already know him. The stress manager himself. So he's going to be sharing with us from the men's perspective. This is his field, this is his area. So no, there is no competition here. Okay. So we are going to be starting shortly. And the next of our guests, Mr. Emeka Nobis, will be joining us much later in the session. Okay. So without much time or without delay, let us start quickly. And you know that what we are going to be talking about today is how men or how women communicate their stress or how they manage their stress. You may be wondering what prompted this particular discussion. What prompted it is clear. Let me give you an instance. One time I was teaching a class, an offline class about stress management. So one of the participants had to ask me a question that he's always stressed, but his wife doesn't seem to understand. Maybe he has been communicating and the wife doesn't understand, or the wife is understanding something else or expecting him to do something else, So such things can cause problems in homes. It is a huge issue. So you can agree with me that this panelist session is really, really needed. Let's trash this issue. Let's understand it perfectly so that everybody can cohabit in peace and help each other how best we should help each other and how best we want to be helped. So we are going to be starting with the first guest, and that is Dr. Emmanuel. Dr. Emmanuel, say hello to the audience.
Hello, guys. Thank you very much for having me, Dr. Zine.
Okay.
I'm happy to be here
again. Okay, you're much welcome, sir. And I believe everybody can hear me as well. If you can hear me as well, even though I'm at the background, please do let me know, okay? All right. So we are going to be starting with you, Dr. Emmanuel. What are the common causes of stress for men? I believe that is clear enough. Yes. What are the common causes of stress for men? Like, just let us know. The stage is yours now.
Okay. So this is a very crucial topic, and thank you very much for bringing this to the fore. And I'm so happy to be here too. There are many causes. You understand? There are many, but there's one that is major, and that is money problems. Let me start with that one. The man has the responsibility of taking care of his family and all that. And one of the major problems he has is how to be able to manage his finances. in the sense that there was a poll that was conducted a few years ago, and the question was thrown open: what is the number one cause of stress? And do you know what everybody said? Money is the number one cause of stress. So you see, if you don't have money at all, you'll be stressed out. If you even have so much money, you can also be stressed out if you don't know how to manage it. So the first problem that every man has is how to make money enough to take care of his family. Every other causes of stress falls under this. There are other causes too, like the death of a loved one, maybe loss of your spouse or loss of a child, loss of someone very close to you can cause stress for a man. Then the third one is divorce. When there are marital problems, domestic stress and all that, and the man is overwhelmed, it can lead to stress. Then getting married. This is also a major problem for so many people. A lot of men that are above 30, their major concern is how to get married. The first problem is always how to get the right woman to marry. And that can cause you stress, because if you have a lineup of women and you don't know the one to choose, you can be stressed out. Then the second thing that can also result to that is how to plan your wedding. Now you have seen a woman to marry. How do you plan your wedding? What are the things you need to buy? Family issues, traditional marriage list. If you are living in this side of the world, there's a list that you need to pay as a bride price. You understand? You pay the bride price, you provide those things on the list and all that. Those things can stress a man out. Then increase in financial obligations. Okay, so there's a child now in the house, and you have to buy Pampers. I remember when my boy was still wearing Pampers, I calculated the amount I used in buying Pampers for a month. It could pay my school fees in the university. So anytime I hear Pampers has finished, my stress level increases. And sometimes there's another thing I don't like hearing: gas has finished. Anytime I hear gas has finished, my stress level goes up. And gas doesn't finish when you can actually get it. It finishes like Sunday evening or in the middle of the night, or when the food is already on the fire. And you get this call: gas has finished. What will you do? So loss of job, chronic illness. When I mean chronic illness, someone falling sick severely, and maybe the wife is sick and the husband has to take care of the wife, or the husband is sick and the wife has to take care of him. Either way, chronic sickness is a major cause of stress. Then we have emotional problems. Emotion is very strong for men. Men hardly show their emotional side, but when it occurs, it can be deadly, especially when it leads to anxiety, depression, and all that. It could be very deadly. So emotional problems and so on, there are many of them. Those are the causes of stress.
Wow. I couldn't stop laughing. Wow. It's like carrying the whole world on your head. That's what it sounds like. Okay, let's quickly go over. Please, guys, for the listeners, if you have any question, okay, just feel free to drop your questions, because we are going to be taking them as the session is going on. Okay, it's not like we are going to have a special time for answering questions. So let's quickly go over to the next person. We are going to be listening to Tochi. Okay. All right. So next question is for you. What are the common causes of stress for women?
Let me just quickly say that I understand where Dr. Emmanuel is coming from. I just refilled my gas like 5 minutes before coming here. And I know how my husband frowned when I told him gas has finished. So he just went inside the room and he did not say anything. So I get you. I really, really can relate to that. Okay, hello everybody. What are the common causes for stress for women? Let me just quickly point out that everybody is unique. We all respond to stress differently, and for women, I understand that because of our hormonal system, we kind of respond to stress more emotionally than men do. Okay, and then For both men and women, like Dr. Emmanuel said, we also suffer from money matters because we kind of contribute to the running of the home. We also stress about job security, health, and relationship issues. But let's streamline it to just women right now. I'll say that our most important cause or our number one cause of stress is having way too many responsibilities. Like, women are expected to be CEOs, run a business, be good wives, take care of the children, take care of the home front, take care of their aged parents if they are still alive. They have family obligations. They still have maybe one or two responsibilities in the church, volunteering for different things, and your own personal obligations. All of these things are just too many balls that women juggle. And if they don't check the stress that or the feelings that come with juggling these balls, you will definitely become stressed. Having to meet up with all these obligations is quite stressful. Another thing that causes stress for women is trying to live up to unrealistic and unhealthy expectations, either placed on yourself or by the society. So I'll give you an instance. We all had this dream growing up, like, you say, by 25 I should be married. I would have gone for youth service, maybe finish giving birth before 30, be driving my own car, maybe have my own company, or be working in a corporation, a very big corporation. But all of these things, these ideas that we have, something at the back of our mind is as if the society has put that unrealistic expectation on us, that if you are 30 and you are not yet married, man, your biological clock is ticking. What are you still waiting for? If you've not even started having children, like, even your family members will be calling you and be asking you, auntie, how far now? Abi, should we find husbands for you? Which one? You don't have boyfriend, you are not ready to settle down, you're not ready for anything. So that's unhealthy expectations. And on your own too, if you're not living up to those expectations, you start feeling pressured. You start asking yourself, are you okay? Is something wrong with you? Am I not seeing you? You start hating yourself, doubting your capabilities and all of that. So living up to these unrealistic expectations causes a lot of stress for women. Another one that causes stress for women is multitasking. Because of the numerous titles that we have, or numerous things that we have on our plate, our schedules, our to-do list is so long. We try to do one or two, we try to juggle, in fact, 3, 4, 5 things at the same time. And unfortunately, at the back of our minds, most women will tell you, yes, I'm very good at multitasking, it's my superpower, is this, is that. But your value as a woman is not determined by how stressed you are or how many jobs you can do at the same time. Another one is also sleep deprivation. When you don't sleep well, you have a lot of things that you're juggling and you don't sleep well. At the end of the day, you see that you are snappy, you are cranky, you are stressed, you can't even focus. A lot of things will just be going wrong with you. Work-life imbalance. Look at now, in this lockdown, many women work from home, in fact, including men too. So a lot of people work from home. A lot of parents, let me just put it like that, a lot of parents work from home now. And if you don't create that clear boundary between working in the house and between your work and your life, it's going to sort of create some level of stress for you. Now, in the house, see, I'm hosting a panel on this live. What I did was to lock my door so that my children will not come in here barging, because I know that by the time they start coming here interrupting this summit, I will start becoming stressed, angry, and before you know it, maybe my countenance will change and everything will just go downhill. You understand? So trying to find a balance between work and life is quite stressful. Having a bad relationship, maybe an unsupportive partner, or maybe a difficult boss in your workplace, or your business, your team members in your business are not, you don't have a good relationship with them. All of these things can cause stress for women. And then another important one is you yourself. What are the things you tell yourself, your words, your thoughts, the way you respond to other people? And then the way do you take care of yourself? When you don't take care of yourself, you are prone to be stressed. When you don't attend to your needs as a woman, you are prone to be stressed. Okay, so all of these things are common causes of stress for women.
Okay, thank you so much for that well explained causes. It's very, very clear. Even some people are agreeing with you in the comment section. Okay, so we are going straight to Mommy Adetutu. Hello, Ma. Can you hear us? Can you unmute yourself? Can you unmute your microphone? Okay, can you unmute your microphone, please? Unmute your microphone so that we can hear you. Okay, awesome. So, welcome, Ma. So, I'm going to be asking you the
Thank you
same
very much.
question that I asked Tochi. Okay, the question is, what are the common causes of stress for women?
She has said it all, except I'm going to repeat that. Those are basically the causes. Can you hear me?
Very well, we can
Can
hear
you hear
you.
me?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
All right. Those are basically the causes. Yes. All right. Those are basically the causes of stress for women. The one that really struck me most, which she mentioned, which actually happens to be one of the strongest of. I have come to discover that one of the reasons why women get so stress is a badge of honor for women. In fact, we believe that, like she says, the more stressed you are, the more of a woman you are. Sometimes we even boast about our sex because we have been given the idea that a woman has to pass through all those things. And in fact, that is what makes you a woman. And it's all about, a lot of it is about our desire to meet up with society expectations. Basically, there is a lot of traditional, cultural, society expectations that women are trying their best to meet up with. Everybody and everything tells a woman who she's supposed to be. Society tells her what they think she should be. Culture tells her what they think she should be. Tradition tells her the same thing. Sometimes religion tells her the same thing. So the average woman has a fragmented identity. She's trying to meet up with the expectation of all these platforms, all this group of people. And in a bit too, she loses who she's supposed to be. You understand? And this in itself puts a lot of stress on her. Let me give you a typical example. For example, I hope you know that there is a lot of stress in breastfeeding alone, breastfeeding a child, or the kind of work that, okay, the audio is not clear. It's not me. It's not me. I'm very sorry. It's not me. You understand? I will try and lift up my voice more. You get it? So, like I said, let's take breastfeeding. I hope you know that a lot of ladies, a lot of women will feel feel as if they are not women or they are not mothers if they have to tell their spouses or they have to say that I will not do exclusive breastfeeding because it is stressing me. The nature of my work, the things that I have to do, will not permit me to exclusively breastfeed a child. So the best I can do is to do both breastfeeding and infant formula. No, she will not say that, because exclusive breastfeeding is the sign that she's a good mother. If she doesn't do that, it means she's a bad mother, and she's also a bad woman. So even if doing that is going to stress her and give her a lot of headache, she has to prove a point. Having to wait for a child. I am a relationship coach, so I am faced with these things on a regular basis. There are so many times that even sometimes the husband does not mind. The husband is not stressing her. As far as the man is concerned, let's enjoy our life, the child will come. But no, she is stressing herself a lot. Why? They are that particular time, because they expect her tummy to have come out. And since her tummy has not come out, she
The network is not being fair to us at all. I don't know. Can you
is not a woman. She's not a
the network is really poor. Can you re-enter the
another thing
platform
that
again?
also give women stress is finances. When Dr. Emmanuel was talking, you get it. He said finances gives men problems. But in this generation, not only men that finances give a lot of stress too. A lot of women are equally stressed because of finances. Why? Very simple. Because we are gotten to a generation whereby the expectation is that both man and woman must bring to the table. The average guy now who marries is expecting his wife to pick what he wants to handle in the house and how they want to divide the finances. Do you get it? So everybody is hustling. Depending on the part of the world you are in, do you get it? There are now so many other factors that I call life issues that gives us stress. For example, look at me. Before I came for this meeting, I had to go and handle the generator, to put on the generator and do one or two things. Why? Because there is no light. And I need light to do what I am doing. I have been ministering since morning. I'm going for meetings since morning. I did the first meeting 8 to 11:30, second meeting 12 to 2. And then I came for this meeting. So when I came for this meeting, they took away the light. I had to go and make arrangements. All my kids are grown up, they're not in the house. So my husband is at work. So I had to go to pull the generator, put it on myself. Then when I got there, I realized I needed extra fuel. I did all that before coming here, and I have not taken breakfast.
Are you still there? I'm so enjoying what she's talking about right now, even though the network is not being so fair to us.
That will keep me on
So
the same spot for the next 3 hours. I'm still here. Can you still hear me, ma'am?
okay, your network
Leave my house
is
6 a.m. tomorrow. You know why? What do you say? Can you hear me?
is it possible to exit then come back again, because
Hello?
there is network issue? Is it possible to exit and rejoin again? Because it's not clear. It's shaky, you know. Oh, I was really enjoying what she was talking about, because this is the sad reality of life right now for women. And I know that even Dr. Emmanuel will agree that this one is not women are suffering more. No, 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 no. He even agrees. So, Dr. Emmanuel, do you have anything to counter with respect to what she said, about what women are experiencing?
Okay, so
You muted yourself. Please unmute
oh,
yourself.
okay,
Okay.
okay. So not really. There's nothing to counter there. I think she made a solid point, because the truth is, on the average, women are more stressed than men. I'm not. I'm not
Interesting.
trying to. I'm not trying to be biased here. I'm a man, so I know what I'm talking about. Apart from being a man, I'm a stress management coach, and I come in contact with clients. Women are more stressed out, and the reason is they have hormonal changes. They have different hormones running eta scatter and all that. So the rate at which they express stress is very visible, and everybody can see it. And most times, men don't understand women. Most times, men don't understand women. So the woman that you're talking with in the morning, I was smiling. Just come back in the next 5 minutes, and she's frowning, or she's just keeping quiet. And you'll be asking, what is the problem? What was happening? It's nothing. When a woman says nothing, it's not nothing. No, you need to press very well to get out that point. Because when they say nothing, they just want you to leave them. And if you, as a man, you leave them and go about your duty post, later they'll come and attack you. So it's better you trash it out. It's better you trash it out. Let them know what is the issue and see a way to handle it. And most times, very simple things are complicated by women. Very simple things. Let me give you an example. Okay, let's use the example of the gas finishing. Okay, gas has finished. You have somebody that fills gas for you. Both your husband and the wife has the number of the person that fills gas. All the wife has to do is to pick up the phone and call the guy and say, gas has finished, come and pick up our gas. But an average woman will not do that. They will go around through their husband, call their husband to call the person, and the person should come to the house. And sometimes the gas guy will be at the gate, and my wife is in the house, but he has to call me in the office to call my wife to open the gate for him to come in. Yes, I'm talking what I'm talking about. But to solve all the complex problem, you would have just called the guy, okay, come to the house, I'm in the house, and the person picks up the gas. So what I'm saying in essence is that sometimes I try as much as possible to tell my wife that this is not too as hard as you are taking it to. You are making it so complex, but it's a very simple thing. Maybe because of the way women are created. Yes, sometimes they become very complicated. As a man, in fact, I was in a marriage seminar, and this guy that has been married for over 60 years was telling us that he doesn't still understand his wife. So when I heard that, I know that I just lost hope in understanding women. So, but the point I'm trying to make is this. Because of the makeup of the woman, the stress impacts them much more than men. A man can be under severe stress and not really even show it. A man can be going through so much in the office and not really show it. But for a woman, just a little trigger of stress and it's all over their face. And when we're saying these things, we're generalizing, but it doesn't affect all women. There are some women that are also as strong as men, and there are men that are also as weak as women. I hope we all know that. So there are some men that when you look at them, you say, this one a woman now, because of their makeup, because of the way they are created. Meanwhile, there are some women that behave as if they are a man. You understand? So this thing is not a generalization of all the gender, but we're just talking about majority. What happens in majority. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You noted some things. I think that's also part of why this session is very important. Okay, you mentioned about women being more stressed, women being dramatic, like complicating issues when they are stressed, women being more expressive. Do you, to Tochi, do you think it's true? You answer, Mommy Adetutu would answer as well. Do you think all these things he said is true, or is just what he feels women are communicating?
Um, that I show emotions does not make me weak, and it doesn't make you weak as a man. As a man, if you express your emotions, okay, so it doesn't make me. Yes, women are, a little thing because of our hormones, just like I said earlier on. That's true, a part of it, but show your emotions doesn't make you weak. That's just what I want to say. All right, we are not dramatic because we just want to be dramatic. In fact, there are a lot of there are a lot of things that we observe, your body language, your facial expressions, how the tone of your voice. All of these things are what makes us. You people are just straightforward like this, one way, but if you say one thing, we can break it down into 5 different meanings. So you really need to tell us which of those meanings you are trying to communicate to us before you will now know how to respond to you. Sure, you understand? So that's just what I want to say. Your emotions doesn't make you weak. That we show emotions doesn't make us weak.
Interesting. So what you're trying to say in essence is that if men are communicating, they should be direct with whatever it is they have to say, as in they should be straightforward. That's if they are not already. I don't know if Dr. Emmanuel, whether he agrees that they are not straightforward in their communication. Is that true?
Well, I don't know how straightforward we should be more than what you already are, because sometimes you make your point very clear.
No, not sorry,
But
sorry, Dr. Emmanuel. Sorry to cut you. It's not that you're not being straightforward. We're just saying that you guys are not putting it into words. If you are keeping quiet, we're not you people also accuse us of the same thing, but for men, we don't know. You are saying it that you don't express your stress. A man can be so stressed and he will not say anything. You'll be going about your day. But we want to talk, want to say how we feel, and we are telling you, and then you don't want to. But just finish what finish that.
okay,
I'm not saying that you guys are not straightforward, but
okay. So, well, what I would say is this: every woman should understand the man. You know when your man is not happy.
a particular man, exactly.
Yes,
Yeah, woman.
yes. When when your man is overwhelmed, you understand. At some point, there is house rent to pay, there is school fees to pay, there is a whole lot of stuff to pay, and that is when the woman is coming to bring out human hair or something, or bone straight or something that doesn't really it's not really a priority at that moment. So for that man, at a point where he's quiet and he's moody, as a wife, you should find out what the problem is. Most men will not just go to their wife and say, I'm under stress. No. But by the way they are acting, you just go, I know you are stressed. Just saying the word, I know you are under stress, but don't worry, we're together in this. We just melt everything. And that is
But
a
why? Why won't you just say it? Why?
That's going
that's what
to
I
actually
mean.
bring
That's
us.
what I mean.
Yes,
Yes,
I love
that's
how
just
this
it.
conversation is
That's
going, because it's
mm.
going to bring us to the next question. Okay, before I talk about the next question, please, if you're finding this conversation interesting, feel free to use the share button on YouTube, the share button on Facebook, so that it can reach as many people as possible. Please feel free to share. Okay, let people join this conversation, because it's very important we understand these things so that we can cohabit peacefully in our homes, okay, without misunderstanding each other. So it's taking us to the next question. I wish Mommy Adetutu is here so that she can also weigh in on this next thing I'm going to be talking about, because I love her line of thought. I love the conversation she was having earlier. We need her back. We really need her back. So if you can join me, I'll be praying for her network to be so perfect so that she can come back immediately and join us. I would really love that. Okay. So the next question for Dr. Emmanuel: how do most men communicate their stress? Do you remember when I started this? I told you guys the story of when I had an offline session, and a man was complaining about the wife not understanding that he's stressed. So how do men communicate their stress? Just be clear so that let's get this thing, and stop being confused.
Okay, it's pretty simple. Before I go into that, I want to explain some of the hormonal reactions that take place when you're under stress for both man and woman. Okay, there are three major hormones that are involved when you're under stress. The first one is cortisol and adrenaline, and the last one is oxytocin. So both men and women have equal amount of the release of both cortisol and adrenaline when they are under stress, because that gives you the power surge. There's this surge of energy to overcome what is causing you stress, either to run away or to fight it. Then for women, they have more of oxytocin. Oxytocin is called love hormone, and oxytocin actually counters the effect of the cortisol and adrenaline. It reduces their effect. So it means that for a woman, when she's under severe stress and you just hold her or hug her stress level will most likely drop very well. Or you just look at her and just smile and just say, calm down and nothing they happen. Like if you're in a quarrel, even that, if you're in a quarrel, because it's in most times, if you know how to enter women, it's easy to ask for forgiveness. No matter what you have done, just say that small thing. Let's just forge ahead now. Forget this issue now. Yeah, smile, smile. Everything has settled, because there'll be a surge of oxytocin. And when oxytocin releases, it brings down the effect of the cortisol and adrenaline. And before you know what's happened, the woman stress level has calmed down. But for the man, it is very hard for the man to get the level of oxytocin to the level that a woman has. You understand? It is very small that is released for the man. So when the man is under severe stress, the love hormone that should counter the stress is released in small quantities. So it's difficult for a man to manage stress like a woman. So the impact of stress on man is more, in the sense that it will cause more damage, because if adrenaline and the cortisol is being released every time, it can lead to high blood pressure, it can lead to heart problems, it can lead to all manner of issues. So, but how do men communicate that they are stressed? The first thing you need to know is that men seek to escape stress. Men seek to escape stress. So it means that when a man is under stress, he's looking for a way of escape. Let me explain this in details. If a woman is giving a man stress every point in time, the woman is putting fire on the man. What does the man do? That's a reasonable man. I'm not talking about those that beat their wife. A reasonable man will walk out of the house. A reasonable man will just stroll around and allow temper to calm down before going to meet the wife and resolving issues and all that. But on the average, men don't like confrontation. They don't like confronting their stress. They like avoiding it. So sometimes a woman is nagging or talking about so much, the man will just start discussing football with his friends, or maybe his friends there, or just go to somewhere where he can discuss anything that excites him. So because most men don't like discussing their feelings, they see it as a sign of weakness. Then they don't also ask for help. They keep to themselves because of this notion that men should not show their emotions. Like what Tochi was talking about, that men should not show their emotions. So most men are taught from childhood to be a man by not showing emotions. And that is why their stress level builds up and they release it in violence. And that is the main reason why there's so much violence in our society, because men are not allowed to express their emotions. So, but how do you communicate? Down to how do you communicate as a man? How do you let people know that you are under stress? You could be sad. So the first thing is sadness. if you are so much pain by what is causing you stress, you will be sad. Then the second thing is depression. And depression starts with isolation, withdrawal. You just find yourself alone. You don't want to communicate with anybody. Just want to be alone. You just want to be by yourself. You don't want anybody. You don't want to talk to anybody. You don't want to talk to your wife. And you are just there sitting by yourself, pressing phone and all that. So it could lead to depression. And most cases of suicide starts with depression. So once the depression has gotten to a point where it's now becoming a mental challenge, then the person it could lead to suicide. Then there is irritability. Irritability is the man easily gets annoyed. Maybe you are talking something that shouldn't normally get him angry, but he just responds in a very harsh way. So it's like using a hammer to kill an ant. Maybe the wife is just reacting like an ant, then you just use a hammer on it. So the reaction of the wife and his response doesn't tally. That is irritability. Then crying. Let me say, if it gets to a point where a man has to cry, you know that the problem has gotten here. So because in most cases, men don't cry. But when the problem goes to a level where a man has to start shedding tears, or more, you need to find solution quickly as a partner. Then we talk about insomnia. Most times when a man is under severe stress, he doesn't sleep well. It happens for both male and female, but for men, you just see them staring in the middle of the night. Just see them looking, they are just moping, they can't sleep. So as a woman, if you see your man, he cannot sleep, find out what the problem is. Because insomnia is just a symptom of a stress problem. It's just a symptom. So another major issue where you can experience is low sex drive. When a man is under severe stress, sex is the last thing on his mind. So, and he won't be able to be romantic. He would develop this hardness and try to, even when he wants to engage in intercourse, you will discover that he releases on time because he's under severe stress. So most men that have early ejaculation could be as a result of stress. It could be as a result of stress. Then we have low self-esteem. Low self-esteem is that in the sense that when a woman consistently talks down on a man, and you hear words like, is it not, are you a man? And you call yourself a man? When a woman tells you, or your partner tells you, and you call yourself a man, it is like using a nail to pierce a man's heart. And you call yourself a man. If men are coming out, you too will come out. Such questions is like using a nail to pierce the man's heart. You hear questions, you hear things like, look at what this so and so man did. He's the same person like you. He works in the same office like you. He earns the same salary like you. And he's buying G for the wife. What do you have to buy me? You're buying me golf 2. What am I going to do with golf 2? So person is buying Jeep. So you will bring down the self-esteem of the man. It becomes so low. So the man thinks low of himself. And there is a way your wife's voice rings in your head, even when you have gone to work. When you hear that and you call yourself a man, do you know when you are attending to clients, that voice will just enter and you call yourself a man, and you just, your energy will just drop. You just have low energy just because of that. So if you have a partner, study the partner. Once he's becoming quiet, he's not talking so much, he's becoming withdrawn, know that something is wrong. And what can you do? What you can do is to help him out of it. I know I was still going to talk about how a partner can help the other, especially a woman can help a partner when under severe stress. But for now, these are some of the things that a man shows, and you know that the man is under stress.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Before we continue, this particular comment caught my attention. Most of the time, women are encouraged to understand men and act in accordance, but men are not expected to understand women. In fact, it's okay when men say, I can never understand my wife. like the example of the man who still understands his wife after 60 years. That seemed okay and funny. But if a woman says that, she'll be encouraged to try to understand him, just like the doctor advised. So why is this so? Why did men just accept the fact that they can't understand women? Are we that complicated? Why?
I'm sure that comment is coming from a woman.
Of course. Why do men have to accept that? You see something like one big book is like one encyclopedia book, and they'll tell you this is the guide to understanding women, making it seem so impossible. I don't know. Why do you think it's so? Then after you've answered, Tochi will tell us, does she think that women can never actually be understood?
Okay, so the issue is this. A man is predictable. You can tell if I say this word to this man, look at the way he's going to react. But most women are not predictable. You can't say how they are going to respond to issues. You can't actually say, because if you think this is the way they are going to respond, they're going to come at you like this. So it is not as if every man should make it as a point of duty not to even try to understand their wife. There is no marriage that will succeed if there's no mutual understanding to a certain level. You know, okay, for example, now, if I go out with my wife and it's time for us to go, she doesn't need to say a word. All she needs to do is to look at me, and I know exactly that it's time to go. Or if I'm saying something that is off the line, all she needs to do is to look at me. How am I able to differentiate the different look? How am I able to say that it's like this look is time to go, or it's like this look is for me to stop talking? You understand? So that's not the kind of thing we're talking about. In every marriage, there should be mutual understanding. You should be able to some extent, say, my wife cannot do this. But when they say a man cannot understand the wife, under pressure, under stress, women can be unpredictable. Especially under severe stress, women can be very unpredictable. So that is the issue. So it's not as if it's okay for a man to say, I can never understand my wife. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about when the chips are down and there is a serious problem in the house. You don't know what your wife is going to do. You can't say. That is just my own perspective. Yes.
This makes it, Coach, can you unmute yourself? This still look like we are some bombs waiting to explode. Making us look like one scary human beings. Don't you say something? You think women are actually like that, unpredictable? They can be understood, like complicated set of humans?
Please let me first of all put a disclaimer out. Yeah. I can't speak for all women though. I can only speak for what I know. Because truth be told, because of our different, yeah, we're still talking about the hormones. Like we have different reactions for different things. Honestly. And me personally, I'm wired differently, but me personally, sometimes I pride myself in the fact that you cannot predict me. What you think I will do today, you might say, this is what you will do. When it happens, I will just be looking at you, I'll keep quiet. Sure, you understand? Because tomorrow, I don't want you to now feel, this is what she will do now, so that you don't feel okay doing that thing that you know that will vex me, because you know that that's how I'm going to react to. Sure, you understand? So, how do women communicate? See, we communicate in diverse ways.
Before you proceed to answering how women communicate, that means to an extent you are agreeing with.
Yes, that's why I said maybe it's because of our hormonal system or something, but to an extent, and I said I cannot answer for all women because we are all different.
If you are a woman and you think differently, please say something in the comment section.
Exactly, because I can't speak for everybody.
Because it sounds scary to me that we are like this, unpredictable, like we are ready to say that you don't.
If we are to say the truth, I can't say that everybody reacts the same way. Sure, you understand? Okay, like down to how we communicate, right?
Yes.
Because of our different, because of our different hormonal system, we actually communicate in diverse ways. 1 minute we can be very expressive when we want to be expressive, and then some other minutes we just don't want to talk about it. It's okay, it's fine, especially when we are hammering on something and it doesn't seem to be connecting with our partners.
Yeah.
After a while you just be like, fine, whatever you want to do, whatever you say, it's okay. I can't be talking about the same thing over and over. And some other times you really want to stand your ground and say, no, this is how I want it to go. So we actually communicate in various ways. Some signs that you might observe if you want to tell when a woman is stressed, or even you as a woman, because sometimes you ask, when I have communications with, when I chat with some moms, when we're doing our mom coaching, they will even tell you, see, do you know what? I don't even know. Maybe this is what I feel when I'm stressed, or maybe this is not what I feel. They can't actually put it. So there are some signs that you might notice when you are stressed. And one of such signs is chronic pain. All right, so your wife might have been complaining, or women like, my neck is always paining me, I'm constantly feeling one kind of strange pain in my neck or my back or my shoulder. For somebody like me, when I'm stressed, I have severe muscle pull on my thumb, on this thumb here, my left thumb. Like the muscle pull there is so stiff, I can barely move that thumb. And some other times it might just be maybe a change in your physical or emotional, or in your psychology. Okay, you might notice some irregular changes. There might be delay in your menstrual cycle, or because women with higher stress levels find it difficult to actually become pregnant. And then talking about breastfeeding, there might be a reduction in milk production. So if you're a breastfeeding mom and you notice that, okay, you're not producing as much as you can, it might be that you're actually stressed, or you're even putting yourself under undue pressure to constantly breastfeed or produce milk. There might be changes in eating habits. You might notice that you are eating too much, or you might even observe that there's a loss of appetite. So you see, there's not just one way to this thing. There could be variety of changes or reactions. So for some women, when they are stressed, I know that they have skin reactions, maybe acne or eczemas or pimples. You just notice that your face you're just reacting to something and you can't even understand it. When you are stressed, you might have skin reaction. Just like Dr. Emmanuel also said, no sex drive. When you are stressed, in fact, I don't think when you are stressed, you don't even have that energy. You're not in the mood for sex and all of that. So that's another way which women communicate how they are stressed. Also, insomnia, just like Dr. Emmanuel explained. Just take, for instance, a woman who has an infant, maybe a newborn baby. You see that most nights the child cries and it's difficult for them to sleep. So in that case, it's very easy for you to be stressed. You're not sleeping enough in the night, you're not sleeping enough. You come during the day and you have to, do the normal chores around the house, and then they are telling you sleep when the baby sleeps. Okay, somebody will now say, when I sleep, when my baby is sleeping, how will the chores get done? You understand? And then another way that women communicate is they might just show that they are tired, just not in the mood to do anything, just sit down and not have you don't want to even move a muscle. You understand? Or they might even become easily distracted. You are talking to them, or you may be talking to them, for instance, and they are not even responding. You say, is it not you I'm talking to? Say something. I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm thinking of something else. You understand? You may put something on the fire, and the woman is sitting right there, and you that you are in the room, you are perceiving something burning on the fire, and she's there, she doesn't even know that her food is burning, because there is rumination. Her mind is wandering in different places. So some of all these symptoms that you may notice are signs that a woman is stressed. I don't know if Dr. Ezine, you want to add anything to that.
Oh no, 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 no. At this moment, I'm neutral.
Okay, mood. Okay, let me
Moment,
just add mood swings. We also have mood swings. We also have mood swings. We can move from happy, nagging, shouting, transfer of aggression, same thing, irritability. So it's just, yes, don't feel like we are a lot. It's not our fault. It's just how God made us. So like you said, over time, when you are invested in that relationship and you have been with somebody for a period of time, you begin to understand how they react to certain things and how they will respond when some regular situations occur. You already know that no, she won't do this. But in change, when there's a change in something, or maybe she's constantly hammering on an issue, over time you just even say, will she do this, won't she do this? So just give it time. With time you practically understand the person you're with.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay, this question is for Dr. Emmanuel. Okay. I've seen, let me say, a couple where the woman, when she's stressed, how she communicates is she wants to be on her own. Okay. And try to until maybe she feels better or something like that. Whereas the man, on the other hand, when he's stressed, he wants to be around the woman, maybe he's cuddle or something. So what does I'll have to mute. Okay. So I want to know, does this have to do with the gender or is just how different people are built?
Well, it has to do with not the gender now, but how they are built, as you said, based on the fact that people have different childhoods. Most people do what their parents did. You understand? So while growing up, they were looking up to maybe their parents, looking up to people around, seeing how they respond to issues. So they most likely want to respond that same way. But if a woman likes being on her own when she's under stress, the man should understand that and let her be for some time. You understand? So after some time, when she now comes out to talk, then you talk to the person. For example, if you are doing counseling and the person doesn't want to talk, sometimes you let them be and just allow them to do what they want to do. At the time when they want to talk, they will be the one coming to meet you to say, okay, I'm ready to speak now. So don't expect people to be in a particular mood. You understand? You have created a mood for them. So when they are not in that mood, you try to force them out of it. No, in most cases, it doesn't work that way. So if the man is the outgoing type, or if he's under stress, he wants to talk to somebody and all that, the wife should understand that. Sometimes it's about sacrifice too. You understand? So when you see that your wife's face is changing and she's not, and you go to meet and she says, I just want to be on my own for some time, let her be. After some time, if you see that she's more relaxed now, they can meet her. Because if you try to bring her out of that time, you are crashing her response to the stress. And you are forcing her to be in a mood. And after some time, she's going to explode. You understand? She's going to explode. So sometimes people build up negative emotions in their chest. And it has formed so much negative energy that they are looking for her to just release it. And by just being alone, their mind, they are meditating on so many things. After some time, they'll be like, this thing is not too serious like that. Let me just cheer up. And they come out of that situation. So that at that moment, the negative energy has left them. At that point, they feel free to relate with you. But if you want to force it out of them, it's a problem. For instance, when a woman is crying, don't try to stop her. Allow her to express herself, allow her to shed all the tears. In fact, I did a research on the health benefit of crying. Health benefit of crying. And when I saw the health benefit of crying, I joined women to start crying. So if so if the situation is very serious, I just go to one side and I start crying. Because when a woman cries, it releases the energy. In fact, in the research, it was observed that the reason why most women are still alive and their husband is dead is because their men don't cry. Because when you
Interesting.
cry, yes, because most women, any small thing, they're already shedding tears. They are releasing that energy. But for men, they say African men don't cry. Like I was doing a training among military guys, top military guys, and I told them to cry. They were laughing at me. Say, how do you expect a top military guy to start crying? I said, well, it's good for your health because first of all, the tears will remove the bacteria. There's what is called lysozyme in your tears. That's antibacterial that will first of all clear the eyes. You understand? And once the tears are coming out, it has a way of soothing the soul. It has a way of releasing that negative energy. And before you know what is happening, you are calm. So if you go to a place where someone is mourning and the person is crying, don't say stop crying. Encourage them to cry the more. So the more they cry, the more relaxed they are. And it was like magic.
Wow, this is so interesting.
I want to ask Dr.
Okay, just hold on, okay? It's just what you said at the at the later part. You said when somebody's crying, encourage them to cry. Like
Cry the
how?
more.
You tell them keep crying, keep crying. Like just let them be crying on their own. I'm just telling them keep crying. It will be like you don't care. But I understand your point. I've actually felt the health benefits of crying. It makes you feel so relieved. And don't tell me to stop. Just be there. Just be there with me. Let me just cry it out. I'll be fine once I'm done. I'll be fine. I love what you said. Okay, Tochi, you wanted to say something. Please go ahead.
Yes, you've just made the sentence. Like, won't it look like you don't care? In an instance where maybe your kids are just crying and wailing, do you know that sometimes the crying alone, it actually irritates the ear? And you're not telling me that I should just, because there are health benefits of crying, then we should just allow them to cry. But anyways, yeah, I get what you're saying too. Thank you very much.
When it comes to kids, I think that one is a different ball game. Those people,
Yeah, it's a problem. Yeah.
I think I'm not talking about them.
No.
Crying, eh?
We're talking about people that are matured adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you, yes.
Even before I asked that question about the couples that were communicating differently, someone said, Choma said, since yesterday, my hubby has asked me what's wrong because I suddenly became extremely quiet following my career stagnation. I am not in the mood to talk, Seth. Even though he has tried to talk, I go the answer 1-1. See, I think, okay, just weighing. Do you think this is the best way to communicate what you're going through, like keeping quiet? Is it the best way? One. Then secondly, are we expected to understand when somebody's quiet or when somebody just wants to be quiet and sort their lives themselves? Dr. Emmanuel.
There's a difference between being quiet that you want to solve the problem and withdrawing. I think what Choma is doing is withdrawing from the husband, not being quiet. There are two different things. If you are quiet, it's just a few moments, maybe highest 1 hour, 2 hours, you're out of it. Because your being quiet is that you want to reflect on the problem and get a solution, not because you don't want people to talk to you. So at the point where you have got to that point where you don't want anybody to talk to you, and even your husband is asking you what's wrong and you're not responding, it has gotten to withdrawal. And from withdrawal, it starts going to isolation, from isolation to loneliness, from loneliness to depression, from depression to suicidal thoughts, from suicidal thought to suicide. You see how dangerous it is. So it is very important that at some point, you don't want to talk to anybody, but after some time, talk to your husband. Say, this is what is actually making me angry. And do you know that a few words that a man is going to say to you is going to calm you down? It's going to calm, because words are like, especially words that are softly spoken, are like medicine to the soul. You understand? Your husband knows how to calm you down, says the word, don't worry, everything will be fine. Don't worry. When somebody says don't worry, everything will be fine, even if he doesn't have solution to it, you are relaxed, because you even need to be relaxed to even get a solution. You know, that's what is called the law of attraction. Your mind needs to be at peace for you to attract the solution to your problem. If your mind is not at peace, if your mind is haywire, going everywhere, you cannot attract the solution. So, but when you have calmed down, there is peace everywhere. Everybody's smiling, everybody's laughing. Before you know what's happening, the problem solves itself.
Interesting. Tochi, you have something to say. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I support what he's saying, and her actually withdrawing can also now make her start transferring undue aggression to the poor man. And before you know, because you are keeping quiet, another thing will happen. You are now layering your stress one on top of the other, and then before you know, you burst out and you are transferring aggression on the poor man when he did not even do anything. You are also communicating the way you are not even talking. You are communicating, and he has observed it. He knows. Say, why are you quiet? So the next thing for you to have done was just to, okay, just open up to him and say, this is what I'm going through, my business is not moving, and stuff. He can actually suggest something that would give you an idea that will push your business forward. So rather than just keeping quiet and withdrawing, I think at that point in time when he has asked, or even if you don't want to say it at that exact point, you just say, okay, please give me some time, let me just put my thoughts together. I'll come back and tell you what the matter is. You understand? And after a while, still meet him, because it's good for you to actually communicate what is going on. Communication is good.
I agree with you, especially with what you said. Communicate, and you can say something like, I just want to be alone for now, or just give me some time. It's very important. And this also goes to the person that is listening to you. When somebody, maybe your spouse or somebody, tells you something like that, please don't take it to heart that the person doesn't like you or doesn't want to be with you. Just understand that this is what they are communicating at the moment. This is what they need at the moment, and give them that space or whatever it is they are asking for at the moment. But you that is also communicating something like that, please be careful not to prolong it beyond normal. If not, it will now be like there's something else going on, or you're actually quarreling with the other person. So I beg, let there be balance. Okay, Samir said, when you were talking about Dr. Emmanuel, when you were talking about words that you can say that can help somebody, something like it's going to be fine, don't worry. Okay, she said it depends on the words to talk. And I agree with her, because there are times we say things that are wrong in what we feel is the right situation, and it will now escalate matters. So are there certain words you think we can tell to somebody, maybe as in let the person just feel some relief, or are there words you feel that we should avoid? Because there are some people, when they are troubled, they don't like to hear things like calm down, calm down. Once you tell them calm down, they will now be so angry. So are there words you think we should avoid, or words we can say to help somebody else, especially our partners?
Okay, so I remember one of my mentors, Bishop Feb, he posted something on Instagram. He said, in the history of women, there is the word calm down has not calmed anybody down. So when you tell a woman to calm down, you are going to escalate the issue. So I think basically you should know the kind of things you say, like Samir said, and don't be judgmental. You see, you're talking to someone and you're already accusing her that I told you that this thing is not going to work, and now look at what happened. In fact, when even if you told her that it wasn't going to work and eventually doesn't work, don't remind them. They know already. Whoever you are going to tell that I told you that this is not going to work knows that he or she has failed because he failed to listen to you. So don't even use that word. Don't be judgmental. Then don't come up with stories of how someone else found himself in that same situation and it led to something dramatic. Okay, for example, now you are coming to console someone that has headache, severe headache, and you're telling the person that this is the kind of headache that Mr. or Mrs. Jenny had, and in 2 days she was dead. So what do you want to communicate to the person? So, but in general, I feel that words like "don't worry, everything will be fine," let your mind be positive. Don't think about negativity. Fill your mind with positive stuff, and everything will come out fine. I think those are words that you need to do. Generally, encouraging words. But if you see that you say the encouraging words and is going to spark off another reaction, it's better not to say anything. Because sometimes for women, that's why I said women are unpredictable. Sometimes for women, it is better you are with them if they are undergoing severe stress. You are with them and you're not saying anything. You are just there with them, just sit down in silence. Both of you are not saying anything. You are quiet. I do that a lot sometimes. And you are quiet, the woman is quiet, and you are looking at yourselves. After some time, the woman will be the one to speak up. So when the woman speak up, you know that it's time for you to actually say something and get out of it. But if a woman is quiet and you are coming there talking, in fact, whatever advice you are giving is like noise, because her mind is not settled. So until she gets to a point where her mind is actually settled and she's not able to communicate, then you can now say whatever you want to say. And in saying that, you still need to be careful of the words you say. Don't tell the woman to calm down. Don't tell her to, especially if she's agitated and she's talking, and you're telling her, okay, calm down. Don't say calm down. Tell her there is a solution. Okay, let me see what I can do. You understand? When you offer solution, nobody rejects solution. Okay, how do we solve this problem? Because sometimes the woman is nagging and talking and talking and talking and not really saying what the solution should be. So as a man, because in most cases, men are problem solvers. So as a man, okay, what is the solution? How do we solve this problem now? Can we do it this way? Can we do it this way? So when you start offering solution, the woman will definitely listen to you, because everybody wants solution out of the problem they are going through. So I think that should be the way to go.
Awesome. And let me chip in briefly. I think it's not every time that we want solution when we are communicating. Wait, I said I was going to be neutral, Abby.
No, it doesn't matter.
Let me just say, it's not every time that we want solution. Okay, sometimes just want you to listen to the rants. Okay, just listen. Don't give any solution. No, just listen. Because once you start giving solution, you've interrupted the flow of the rants. So just listen until we are done, and don't ask, are you done? Because you are rushing us. Don't rush us. And I was finished. Tochi, am I communicating?
Exactly. Do you know, if you don't, you might even get a cue on when to offer the solution. When she has talk, I not say anything, she say, would you say something? You will now use the opportunity to weigh in whatever you want to say. So yes, we just encouragement. Just give us encouraging words. It's fine. You would overcome this. It's okay. Do you want to take a break? How can I help? All of those, small talks here and there. Not coming to tell us, I told you so, or the other day you did this, the same thing, and now you are doing it again. Don't you learn? Don't you have brain? Don't you? All those. No. So just encouraging words, soothing words. Like you said, sometimes we just need the emotional support. Just be there, just be present. We know that you are there, even if it feels like we are not seeing you, but we know that you are there.
That's right. So let me go to this next question. Okay, very important. Okay, I'll start with Tochi now. How do women wish to be helped by their partners when they are stressed?
How do we wish to be helped? Okay, first and foremost is, like we said, after a while, you understand the person that you are with. So that gives you an insight into how, what her stress signs are. How does she react to stress? When she's stressed, what are these? What do you see in her? What are those signs that you understand? And then when you understand how she communicates her own stress, then you will know how to help her overcome it. So for somebody who is an introvert, if you know that your wife doesn't really talk, or she withdraws, she doesn't want to speak at a particular time, that's not the best time to come and start telling her, okay, speak up, won't you talk? I'm asking you now, you are not saying anything. So you understand that she's an introvert. So what do? Just give her some time. After a while, she would come around and open up when she's ready to open up. Just be there, be present, give her that listening ear, validate her feelings. If she's telling you that she's hot, don't say, you are saying you are hot. Do you know how hot I've been since yesterday? Or she's telling you, I'm tired. maybe you came back from work late, or and she's trying to explain, do you know, as in today I was so tired, I did a lot, and you're like, me, do you know what I've seen today? Do you know the traffic I've been? Do you know what I've gone through? Yes, but at the same time, just validate her feelings. All right, listen. Don't be toxic about it. Just give a listening ear and validate her feelings. Another thing is, give us that undeniable, genuine support. Like I said, it's not every time that you say something. We know that we are there. We see you that you're there. Just you can give us a million and one cuddles. Just hold us. Like you said, our body releases oxytocin. That's the love hormone. When you reach out to somebody, you produce more of that, and then you see that you start being relieved. So just something like hugs go a long way. Don't even say anything. And it's not hugs and cuddles and kisses at the end of the day that must lead to sex. Do you understand? Just hold us, and give us that assurance that you are there. Do you understand? And then another thing is, take the initiative to help out. Some women find it difficult to communicate. You know that your partner is like that. What do you then do? It's not the right time to also withdraw yourself and say, okay, after all, she's not talking, so let me too just go and sleep. Do you understand? So take the initiative to do some. Just look around and like, okay, she's not in the mood, or she's not standing up to do anything. Okay, let me try and do this. Maybe it will cheer her up. You can just do a few things around the house. When a woman is stressed, like that, having that supportive partner, it really goes a long way. I'll give you an instance. Somebody like me now, at the end of the day, like when I'm done cooking, I tidy the sink and everything, everywhere is sparkling. I hate it when I now come out in the morning and see a used cup or one used plate in the sink. Like, it just makes my day, in fact, rubbish, scattered. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, the person that kept this cup here, the time you used to put it there, how many minutes will it take you to just quickly tidy it up and keep it in the rightful place? Are you not even seeing that I'm stressed? I don't have a help. I don't have somebody that is helping me around the house. And then I'm now thinking, okay, what's your own thought process when you are keeping that cup? Oh, when she wakes up in the morning, she will come and wash it. That's been unfair. And that's actually increasing my own stress levels. Sure, you understand? So just take the initiative to help out in the house, clean up after yourself, be responsible. We love a man who is responsible and a man who takes initiative to help out, whether we ask or not. Then eliminate unhealthy expectations. Don't say, you're at home, so you must do this, you must be able to do this and do, as in you're just placing undue expectations on her. It's not healthy at all. She's doing her best. Just remember at every point in time that your partner is doing the best that she can to do what she does. The best thing you can do is to show her appreciation. You know her love language. What does she like? Is it sweet words that she like? Continue reassuring her. Does she like gifts? Spoil her, shower her with gifts. Just surprise her one day, come back and say, I saw this nice thing and I think it will fit you perfectly. Here it is, I love you. It's okay. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to support your partner. We're not like we're not too hard to handle. Sure, you understand. Help her relax. When your partner is stressed, you can help her relax. You can do massages, just massage her. You can suggest you go on date nights. You can also just do some leisure activities, to take that stress off her. Another thing is, give her a moment to take care of herself. And how can you do that? If maybe you have kids, for instance, you can take the kids for a walk or just take them out and let her have that her own personal time to do the things that she wants to do for herself. Encourage her to do things for herself. Don't bombard her with you must do this or you must do that. She knows her needs. She has her personal needs. So give her that space to do things that she loves to do, and then that will help her overcome her stress. Like I said, approach her lovingly. when you want to correct, correct lovingly. Don't shout, don't be arrogant, don't be bossy, don't impose your opinions on her. She has a brain, she can think for herself, and understand that whatever decision that she takes for herself or on behalf of the family is for the best.
Oh,
So
interesting. Interesting. The way you were talking, it was so passionate. Like, I was, oh, every man should listen to this woman. Every man should just listen.
Dr. Emmanuel is not smiling though.
We are coming to him. So if what she said is if she communicated what you wanted to hear, or you feel what she said men should listen to it, please feel free to share this, okay? And also share it in the comment section. If there is anything else you feel should have been added, please share it in the comment section. Dr. Emmanuel, okay, he's back. Welcome back. All right.
Thank you.
So you heard all the things
Thank
she
you.
said. I'm sure that you already know most of them, or if not all of them, especially based on the work you do. Don't you mind mute yourself? Okay. Especially based on the work you do. I'm sure you know most of them already. Or you already, So now to you, how do you expect, or how do men wish to be helped by their partners when they are stressed? Let's hear from the men, because we've already given you guys a list of things we expect you guys to do. So let's hear from you.
Okay, so it's not too difficult to help a man. It's very easy actually, because every woman has the, should I say, the password to her man, the password to her man, except those that are very difficult men. So those ones, we're not talking about them. We're talking about the average man now. There is one thing that every man needs when he's under stress, and that is peace. Give the man peace. Give the man peace. It's not when he's under severe stress, he's thinking of how to resolve issues. That is when you bring up unnecessary requests. That is when you want to start nagging. That's when you want to start asking him questions and all the things that he doesn't want to talk about. Give him peace. Allow him to rest. So when he's under stress and you allow him to rest over a period of time, he will come out of it. That's the way it is. Then we as a man, we need your moral support. We need your moral support, especially when we are going through so much. We need that support, especially when also that financially there are issues. As a woman, or definitely you're not the one handling or taking up the finances or the responsibility in the house. But one or two helps, little things that you do to support the man and all that, goes a long way. So we need that moral support. We need financial support if need be. Not in all cases, but if need be, we need you to be there for us. Let's know that. Like I used to tell my wife this. I said, even if the whole world are against me, as far as you are for me, I'm satisfied. I'm not shaking. But if the whole world is for me and my wife is not supporting me, I'm going to be disturbed. For example, if I go for a speech, or I go for a presentation and my wife is there, and after the presentation, everybody say, you did very well, you did wonderful. And my wife says, my husband, you didn't do well at all. Look at what you say, look at what you say. Do you know that how you didn't do well is going to dominate whatever other people say? So if a woman has that power over her man, then a moral support will go a long way to help the man. Then it is good that as a woman, you listen when your man wants to talk. I know there is this tendency for you to want to say your own mind too. You understand? Let it not be as if the man is the one that is talking. Let me say my mind too. Let me say my own too. But sometimes just be quiet and listen. I know we have heard the story of a woman that went to a native doctor, to ask for something, a jazz or a charm that will make the husband stop beating her. And the native doctor just gave her something to put in her mouth. Anytime your husband is talking, just put this thing in your mouth. I know we all know the story. So anytime the man is talking, the woman will put that thing in the mouth and thinking that the jazz will affect the man, not knowing that that thing was nothing, just to make her keep quiet. Because the thing is this, a man doesn't say so much. There are very little men that talk like parrots, but a man doesn't say so much. He will just throw one, and that one is heavy, and that one will throw the woman off balance, and she will start ranting, talking 1,000 words per minute. After that, the man will throw another one, and the woman will run for the next. You understand? But what if the woman stops talking? I'm talking for men now, so Tochi has spoken for women, so allow me to talk my own. I know some people start asking, what of man? Why can't the man keep quiet? No, let's start with the woman. If the woman can keep quiet and not say anything, and the man is talking, the man is not a fool now. The man cannot go and meet the woman like, I'm talking, you are not talking back. When you are talking as a man, you are talking, and your wife is not even responding, is keeping you quiet, you will be scared. You want to keep quiet and say, this woman is not talking, something is the problem. I know someone told me about her relationship, that before she had a divorce, that the man will always do whatever he wants to do. The woman, she will not say anything. She will, like what Tochi said some time ago, she will not say, she will just be quiet. And even as the man, come and take your food now. The man will even bring another woman to the house, and she will not complain. She will say, come and take your food now. Have you had your bath? Is everything okay? She will go inside, not knowing that this woman had a plan. The day she left the marriage, it was like film trick. Till today, the man didn't still believe that the woman was going to leave. So most men are scared when their women are quiet. The ones that are intelligent knows that there's problem on ground. So those are some of it. Then don't expect the man to respond the way a woman should respond. You see, some women expect their man to behave like this because so and so person's husband is behaving like that. And in some circles, maybe like when the woman is making their hair or when they are doing their nails, the kind of gossip that flow in such circles, you ask yourself as a man that what is going on. You see, every woman wants to paint their husband as the best. I heard the story on social media when it was after the divorce that this lady came to tell us that she was the one that bought the Jeep, that she presented to herself as if it was her husband that bought it. I don't know if we heard the story. If I call the name, we all know the person. Yes, so she used that money to buy a Jeep and put ribbon, put balloon, and presented it to herself as if it was her husband that bought it. So she just snapped it. Look at what Hobby got for me, and put it on Instagram. And a lot of people were going crazy. So your husband is caring, is wonderful. God bless that husband. The people that didn't have husband were asking, God, when? You understand? Not knowing that it was all deceit. It was all deceit. So some women go to an extent. So you don't expect that a woman will come to a salon and say that her husband doesn't make sense. There are very few women that would. So if the woman is saying all the things that her husband is doing, and you think that the husband is better than your own husband, you are lying. You are lying. In some aspect, your husband is better. Even if your husband is not as rich as that other man, but you don't know what that woman is truly suffering. You don't know what that. So don't compare your husband to any other person. Don't expect him to react in special. When he reacts in his own special way, try to understand that reaction and try to work with it. Then when the stress level of your husband is becoming unbearable, your husband is beginning to behave like someone that has mental problem. You know that stress can lead to mental problem. Ask for help. Ask for help. When your husband is becoming violent, wanting to hit you, and he's talking to himself, he's not coherent, ask for help before the thing becomes full-blown madness. So if you ask for help early, how do you ask for help? Talk to people, talk to your spiritual leader, talk to your counselor if you have a counselor, talk to psychologists, talk to different consultants, people that you know that can help. That look at what my husband is going through. Especially people that your husband respects, that can call him to order and say, Mr. Man, you are going off balance. This is not the way that you should react. and all that. Before you know what's happening, when he sees that a lot of people are getting involved in the matter, he will definitely find a way to cool down, and you'll be better for it. And then you need to learn how to learn the signs that your husband actually exhibits. When he's under stress, what does he do? Some men smoke when they're under stress. Some men drink alcohol. They'll just go buy beer and start drinking. So when you understand what your husband does when he's under stress, it's easy for you to respond to him. It's easy for you to relate with him. You can give him a little breathing space. Then you now come to meet him and say, I know that you are under severe stress. I know you are under financial stress. I know you lost your job, but we're together in this. I'm going to give you the full support, and everything will go. Because I discovered this. If a man has been feeding the family for the past 10 years, if a woman feeds the family for 1 week, that man will hear it hot. Anytime there's a major argument, that woman will say, that's how I feed the family for 1 week. You could not provide for the family. So such things can make the man angry. I've been providing for you for the past 10 years, just 1 week because I had financial difficulties, and you are throwing it at my face. You understand? Such things can make the man demoralized. So as a woman, you should not learn the words you speak to your husband. Don't speak words that will bring him down. Speak words that will encourage him. There are some women, if you see them praising their husband like this, you will think their husband is a billionaire, but the husband is a thousandaire. But the praises is that of a billionaire. You will see some women, the way they talk about their husband outside, you will think, this man must be a very big man. And when you see the man is a very smallish man, and it's not too fantastic. So what is the woman talking about? You understand? But it is the way you call your husband. That is the way people will call your husband. So if you call your husband foolish, others will call your husband foolish. If you call your husband, if your friends know that your husband is a no-go area, you can't insult my husband and go scot-free. Even when your husband hears about the matter, he will be so happy. So those are some of the ways that women can actually help men to cope with stress and actually come out of stress.
Hmm. Hmm. As in, you just schooled us right now. You really schooled us. So interesting. I learned a lot from all the things you said. Tochi, do you have anything to add? Do you have anything to say? Is there any of their communication that is confusing? Like, why are you expecting us to respond this way to you?
No, so far so good. I understand everything that he said and all the points that he stated, and I also want to believe that he heard all the things that I said to, and he agrees with me. But everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
Okay. So if you have any question with regards to the discussion so far with respect to how men communicate stress, how they expect their partners to understand them, and also how women communicate stress and the expectations from their partners, please do ask in the comment section, okay? We still have some minutes, even though we are rounding up right now. So at least we've heard today that crying is beneficial. So, dear men, feel free to cry. It doesn't mean you are weak. Feel free to cry. It will help you a lot. It will help you. This is coming from a man, so it's not like we are the ones telling you what to do. Before you say, how can a woman tell me what to do? I have a question. Why is it that men find it difficult to communicate, as in to say, this is what I'm doing, compared to women? Women are more expressive. Why? Why is it difficult?
Yeah, it's based on their makeup. They see no man wants to reveal his weakness. You understand? Most men have this ego, so they don't want to show that they are weak. If a man keeps complaining about the stress he's going through, people term him as a weak man. So, like, why did they say that our former president was a weak man? Because he was always telling us how the problem is almost overwhelming him and all that. You know, so they said he's clueless, he's weak and all that. But the one we have now doesn't talk at all. So people
Wow.
see him as people see him as a strong man because it's not expressing himself. So there's this general belief that when a man is always expressing himself, he's a weak man. So, and no man wants to show himself as weak. So they repress and they suppress that emotional behavior. You understand? So you can see a man going through so much, and nobody knows.
But is it
Nobody.
healthy? Is it healthy? Is it the
It
best?
doesn't help. That is where we come in as stress management consultants and
Mm.
stress therapists to get men out of that emotional bondage. You
Mm.
understand? To get them out of that emotional, that to tell them that there's nothing wrong with expressing your feelings. There's nothing wrong with feeling sad. There's nothing wrong with revealing your weaknesses. Let your spouse know that this is my weakness. You understand? When you shout at me, I get very angry, and I expect you to talk to me in a gentle way. So that is my own weakness. So when a man begins to express himself, he discovers that he doesn't hold grudges. He easily forgives because as you have expressed yourself, that is it. Oh, everybody has gone their way. But you see those ones that don't express themselves, that can keep grudges for 5 years. Those are the dangerous ones. And what you don't understand is that when you keep grudges and you don't talk to somebody, your stress level is building.
Yeah.
Imagine that you're in a house with your wife and both of you are not talking. Anytime you see your wife, instead of oxytocin to be released, cortisol and adrenaline will be released, and your blood pressure will rise. You understand? And yes, because your wife that's supposed to be an object, or let me not use that word object, a personality of love becomes a terror to you. So anytime you see your wife, your stress level goes up, and you start thinking, what do I do to this woman? You understand? So as you are reasoning what you do to them, because anytime the brain is reasoning negativity, the stress level of the brain increases.
Mm.
Anytime the brain is thinking of something negative to do, you understand? There is damage that is causing on the body. So you see, I used to use this analogy. If you watch Nollywood movies or even some Hollywood movies, the wicked man that is tormenting everybody is always looking stressed out. Have you noticed that? If you go to
Yes.
those, if you go to the village, that uncle that is always oppressing everybody is looking
Mm.
older than everybody.
Mm.
Understand? That uncle that everybody is always running away from. That is a definition of village people. If they say village people after you, is the uncle that comes to your mind. He's always looking stressed out. So that will
Yes.
tell you that anytime negativity is building up in your mind, your stress level increases. So it helps for you to release that stress. It helps for you to actually release that negative energy. I was working somewhere where I was working before I left there. There's this lady. She had a phone of almost 100,000 naira. Her boyfriend offended her. Maybe they were making call, and her boyfriend said something that she didn't like. She just carried the phone and threw it on the floor and scattered it. That was her way of expressing anger. When she now went to repair the phone, they told her the screen alone is 35,000, and she couldn't afford that. So when you have gotten to a point where you express your stress in form of anger or in form of violence, then
Mm.
you are getting to a very dangerous level and you need help. So if you see someone that is expressing violence as a means of expressing the stress that she is going through, then that person needs help. That person needs counseling. That person needs to know that he has gotten to a point where at anything can happen. So when you get to that point, then you need to calm down, have a self-evaluation, and hopefully everything will turn out well.
Yes. And even if you can't do it yourself, please, you can reach out to any of the people you're seeing
Thank
on
you.
the screen for help. Okay, go
I
ahead.
want to quickly add something. Please, let's also normalize apologizing.
Hello, I can't hear you.
I
Well.
am.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I said
But it's
let's
like you
also
have another
normalize.
device.
Yes.
It's not okay. You have to.
A call was coming in. A call was coming in. I've caught it.
Okay.
Let's normalize apologizing. Let's normalize saying I am sorry. It doesn't take anything out of you. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for your partner to say it first. Anybody can say, just for peace to reign. Like your home is supposed to be your safe haven. If the whole world is in chaos, you should be able to come into your home and just decompress, just feel relief, just be happy and feel calm. Do you understand? So let's normalize apologizing. If whoever is wrong, for peace to reign, I am sorry. When you even apologize, it gives room for the other person to actually tell you what hurts them or how they are feeling, and then it gives room for communication. So just let's normalize saying I am sorry for both parties now, both men and women.
It's so obvious that the people on this panel session are so peaceful. Even the way all of you are talking, you don't like wahala, you don't like trouble.
At all.
It's so okay. So yesterday, Faith says yesterday, Nosamir talked about suggestively imposing calm in the workplace. Can we also do that in our relationship? I don't know if you guys were present when Samir talked. She talked about that's just as the word as the sentence is, or rather the phrase is suggestively imposing calm, like suggesting to people this is the boundaries and this is my boundaries. Don't go beyond it. As in so that people will respect um how much peace you need. I don't know if I'm getting that correctly right now. So she's asking if that can also be implemented in relationships.
Well, definitely you should have boundaries, but as a couple, me,
Mm,
I'm not a part. Me personally, I'm speaking for myself now. I don't think. Yeah, there should be some sort of boundary, especially in the case of telephone use. And no, I'm not saying that you should lock your phone. If you want to lock your phone, fine. If that's your own boundary, it's fine. But at least, yeah, there should be some amount of boundary, because see finish, like they say, e dey spoil matter. You understand? But not the way you would set the kind of boundaries for some other person who is not
mm,
your partner. Uh,
mm. Dr. Emmanuel.
Okay, so your relationship in the office or at work is quite different from your relationship at home. Yes,
Yes.
sir. So in the office, you are not there to make friends. You are there to work and get paid. So the way you relate in the office is quite different. But when it comes to your home, and you are this kind of person that you have rules and regulation, it's not going to work. Most men don't like following rules and regulation. So if you have a man, you're telling him, don't do this, don't do that. I don't know if it's ego thing, but sometimes if I'm driving and my wife says, don't follow this road, follow this road. I don't know. I like to follow that road. She said I should not follow.
I think ego, yes, I agree.
No, I just try to be I just try to be to say
I
the
see
truth.
that people are just
Yeah.
stubborn.
Because in my mind I'm like, I'm the one driving. That's why you the one telling me where to follow and don't. And there was one particular day, the way he said I should not follow, because I
Mm.
was stubborn. I followed that road. I will hang the car hanged and the bumper removed.
That's
So
good.
I had to spend extra like 2K, 3K to repair bumper. You understand? But what the issue is that men don't like rules. So
Mm,
nothing like this is my boundary. So
mm.
like what you talk about phone, I think that is a general stuff. There is not good to poke nose in your partner's phone and start monitoring who called and who didn't call. Or maybe after your partner makes a call, you say, who is that person that called you now? What are you people discussing? So it doesn't
Police.
sound very good. But in other things, don't start, even if you want to make a boundary, don't make it like a boundary. Just express to the person that, I don't like stuff like this. You can do it in a better way and all that, but don't place rules. If you place rules, it's going to affect the relationship. So it will be like, I don't know what I will do now, and she will be offended. So because of that, the man is not even free to act in a way he's supposed to act. And in most cases, most men will start pretending to actually be doing good. Meanwhile, at the other end, they are actually doing worse. When you call you, they pretend that everything is okay. They pretend to follow your rules and your regulation, and that's not always the best. So in a relationship, you are allowed to express yourself. Express yourself. Let people know um, what you can do. Let there be freedom to some extent. Let it not just be a one-way thing. Let there be freedom. Let the man be free to actually act, knowing that is in his house, and not be judged or not be forced into a room. So I think that is the way to go.
Okay. Okay. So at this moment, I think we have come to the end of this session. But before we go, please, can you just tell us if Tochi, if someone wants to reach out to you, what do you do? What should we reach out to you for, and where can we find you?
Okay, my IG handle is at Talking Mom Stress, and what I do majorly is to help overwhelmed moms thrive through the chaos of motherhood. So if you are struggling in your mom journey, if you feel like you're losing yourself in motherhood, if you feel like you cannot handle the stress with childcare and some other things concerning motherhood, just your motherhood struggles in general, reach out to me. I can help you to some extent, to a large extent, not to some extent.
So to some extent, how? All right. So
Will help you, will identify the source of your stress, will help you learn strategies that will help you overcome that stress, your schedule, your routine, meditation, and all of that.
awesome. So even if you're watching this video again, maybe in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, still reach out to her, Talking Mom Stress. I believe this is a long-term thing. Yeah. Awesome. So Dr. Emmanuel Akpe, what do you do? Why should we reach out to you, and how do we reach out? Hello, are you there? Hello, Dr. Emmanuel.
The network is a little bit shaky. I think it wants to rain, so I
Oh,
didn't hear
oh,
you
oh.
well.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was asking, can you tell us what do you do? Why should we reach out to you, and where should we reach you?
Okay, so yeah, I'm actually a stress management coach and a doctor of holistic medicine. I have a Facebook group called Africa Stress Management Community. You can always reach me there. You can send me a private message through there. And on Instagram is at EAKPA1 at Akpe1. So you can also send me a DM. I have on my bio, there are a lot of products. You can click on my bio and get whatever materials you want to get on stress management that can help you. So you can quickly search African Stress Management Community on Facebook, and you definitely be a part of it. Every week we have different trainings, we have different talk, and there's a mixture of stress management and holistic medicine. So it's not just about stress management. We also do natural medicine training and all that in the group. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed today. You all had so many insightful things to share. So enlightening. We are so grateful. Thank you for making the second Stress Management Summit to be a huge success. We were meant to be 4. on the platform. Unfortunately, network issue and other logistics made it to be only two of you. Nevertheless, you guys managed the situation like it was just two people out beneath you. But we that notwithstanding, I'm so grateful to you, Tochi. I'm so grateful to you, Dr. Emmanuel. You have done so amazing. I believe that we are living here better people, like much, much better people than we were when we started this session. And it was so fun. You made me laugh a lot. So it made me laugh to the point that I didn't even realize that this is a serious event. I think that's how it should be. This is a stress management event, so that's how it should be. Thank you all so much for making it so worth it. And
My pleasure.
yes, I hope we can collaborate again in the future. Like I told Dr. Emmanuel, this is a long-term work relationship. Even you, Tochi.
No problem. It's an honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank
It's
you
a
very much.
pleasure.
I
All
appreciate the
right.
opportunity. Yeah.
All right. Thank you all. Bye bye.
All right.
All right.